Welcome to my life. I can take a wild guess. You know what's crazy? What is this?
Sushi means sex.
What is going on this show?
It's the lighter side, the dark side.
Oh, no, he didn't.
What did you shit your pants? What did you do? Yes, welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. Your Thursday night freak show and slumber party tonight at the Dark Mark Show. It's you got to be looking at what I'm looking at. I'm in a studio with three smart, beautiful, sexually voracious women.
Voracious.
I don't know if I'll get out alive, but I am Dark Mark, the goth comedian. Welcome. It's wonderful to be here. This is going to be a great show. I'm already tingling under the table. I brought my fuzzy cuffs. I brought my paddle. And before we get started, I did want to say I got some new gloves. I stopped by Fatal Impact today.
Did you say hi to them?
I did not say hi. I said hi. I did say hi to them, and they actually said that even though they're not an official sponsor, I did want to say they did tell me that the Dark Mark discount is still in effect. If you go and say I heard it on the Dark Mark show, mention me, Josie Cat, Luann, Dr. Lamore, you get 10% off of anything, and we'll see what happens. They may be a sponsor again. Who knows? But you know how cool Fatal Impact is.
Very cool.
If you're looking for goth, punk,
I noticed you have some new eyeliner. Did you get that there?
No, that's the stuff you got me on my birthday.
Oh.
By the way,
nice.
our co-host Josie Cat is back.
I am.
Woohoo.
You know what to say.
Hello, Dark Minions.
Yes, Dark Minions. Let me give the address. Fatal Impact is at 14524 Ventura Boulevard, Sherman Oaks, California, 91403. If you live in L.A., right on Ventura Van Nuys, check them out. If you don't live in L.A., go to fatalimpact.com. Go to their eBay page. All sorts of great clothes. Don't go to those mall crappy stores. Don't go to those stores in Hollywood that are overpriced. This is the great place to go.
Those cold topic.
Yeah, no cold topic, no hot topic, none of that. And I did want to say that also. I didn't want to, because this is part of the new comedy lineup here at Skidrow Studios. Stick around. This is actually two shows in one, because we have the Sexendipity. I keep saying the wrong thing. Sexendipity and the Dark Mark Show are going to be combined tonight. So this is going to be a great show. And then stick around. Nestorius Public Radio is on. I don't know if Nestor's going to be in because his grandmother just died. And she just passed away. And I wanted to extend our condolences from the Dark Mark Show family, which is basically me and Josie Cat's tits. And I'm sure the Sexendipity girls wish him the best.
Yeah, definitely.
So either he'll be here live or he will have a tape show. Either way, it's hilarious. You know the 420 comic, our friend Jeffrey Peterson?
Yeah.
He was on the show.
Jeffrey.
He was on the show last week. It was hilarious.
Nuh-uh.
They talked about pot, right up your alley. All about the legalization of marijuana. They debated it.
Wow.
You got to check it out on iTunes. Check our show out on iTunes. And stick around after.
Did he bring the 420 girls?
No, he was in Colorado. He called in.
Oh, he called in?
He was too stoned to fly.
Because those are all my buddies.
He was too stoned to fly. Well, why don't you bring them in? Why don't you bring them in?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we're going to do a thing. So
I'll call up Cha-Cha and get her to
anybody named Cha-Cha is welcome on the Dark Mark Show.
Sounds like it.
And
We
then-
want to have
And
them.
then stick around.
Cha-Cha's hot. You'll love her.
Thanks for introducing her to me now. I've known you for how many years?
I introduce you to all kinds of hot chicks every single week.
Anyway,
Come
before
on.
Josie and I banter the night away.
You two are the first hot chicks. Well, I can't say that.
No, you can't.
You've brought in a lot of hot chicks.
no, you
too.
We're going to talk about that.
I take it back.
Before you go into that tangent, but before we start arguing, I'm Burger at 10. I'm Burger's going to have a lot of great comics coming in, and they're going to have a whole comedy roundtable talking about comedy. And I have a feeling he might do a rant about Bieber tonight. I have no idea.
Oh, that's too big.
You gotta see.
So I have to tell you.
See,
guys
they're
a
laughing
hilarious
already.
story. I have to tell you a hilarious story
Well,
about.
get on the mic,
Bieber.
Luann.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I got a text message from my dad, no joke, that says we need to start a Twitter feed. By the way, my dad is a huge Bieber fan. I don't understand.
How old's your dad? How old's your dad,
He's
Luann?
63.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't understand. Doesn't make sense.
And by the way, the person talking.
Does he like other boy bands?
He does. He's like the Wanted's on. Like I get random text messages from him. He's like the Wanted's on.
One Direction.
He even knows boy bands that I've never heard of.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I was like wondering. What
That's
is that?
Luann Hernandez from the wonderful show Sex and Dipity.
Yes.
And we also have Dr. Lamore.
Hi.
Dr. Lamore Blackman, also from Sex and Deputy. We're going to get into that. We'll save the Bieber talk, save the sex talk, because right now, so stick around for Nestorius Public Radio, then I'm Burger. That's enough of that's enough of me. I'm going to turn the camera around because I'm so happy she's here. I'm so happy she's alive. I'm so happy she wore
it back.
I'm so happy she wore a low-cut
It's been a
shirt.
month.
She wore a low-cut
You
shirt.
believe it?
I actually do. And actually, what did you tell me before you left?
What did I say? I don't know.
You said don't have any good shows without me.
And you had all kinds of great shows.
I had great- I
Because
had-
they're always good.
No, I had Matt, but these were especially good because I had Matt Zane.
I know, my buddy.
I had Joe.
Matt and I were on Porn to Rock together.
I had Sin Fist and Alex Pressione from Diminished Seven. Then I'm
Alex
trying
is
to get your
awesome.
cleavage in there. Okay, so then we had.
He's like
Is that
playing
better?
with
How
it,
can
and
you-
I'm trying to
how can you-
understand what he's doing.
Well, yeah, Josie's used to that. I got like a Dutch
It's the
angle
whole
there.
show. It goes on.
No,
like
no,
that,
no,
right?
no, Josie.
You're just playing with it.
Josie. Then I had.
It's ridiculous.
And then I had Joe Adams, the one-armed comedian, stuck his nub in Sin Fisted. You got to see it. And then
And Sin Fisted.
You gotta see it.
I saw part of
you
it.
saw that, Dr. Lamore?
I
Yeah.
missed that. And you know what? The first time he was on the show, first question I asked him, I go, "Have you done anything nasty with that nub?"
Well, he has. He has now. He has now. And then.
No, he had
Usually, yes.
before.
Yes.
So,
And then last week we had Buggy Nova, the pro wrestler, and Nixon, the circus performer. It was a great show. I arm wrestled the pro wrestler and she won. But
did you have clowns?
Of course she
No
won. I mean, what were you thinking?
No, I was beating her. I was beating her.
I was looking at that. I'm like, what?
Okay, I was beating her, and then she used two hands, and then I was still beating her, and then she started biting me.
Did you like it?
When you deal with women,
No comment. Anyway, ladies,
you
it's
liked
time.
it.
Not for the Hollywood report because she hasn't been in Hollywood in a month, but it's time for the Josie Cat Far East Vacation Report.
All right. Do we have a special song for it? A sex junkie.
It's always sex junkie.
Right now.
Push me down.
That would be pissant. Sex
Give
junkie.
it to me, baby. I need
First
some
song I
more.
wrote.
Sex junkie, sex
It's very deep.
Let me recite the lyrics for you.
I like it.
That's enough. The lyrics are push me down on the floor. Give it to me, baby. I needed some more. Sex junkie, sex junkie, sex junkie, or.
that's lovely.
And
I like
and
and then it just repeats.
No, because the next
I
one.
need it all through the night.
Right,
or all
come
through
on,
the day.
baby, just don't put up a fight. Who's putting up a fight? What man's like, oh shit, she woke me up and she wants to have sex with me. Woe is me. But Josie,
Actually, that song was a true story.
I'm sure it was. You've been dating the wrong guys. What happened? We gotta get to
I was
Dr.
telling you,
Lamore and Luann. I know who it is. You already told me the story. You already told me the story. He's been on the
Okay,
show.
yeah.
But and it wasn't Joe. So tell
Joe and
me.
I never dated.
Not yet. So tell me about.
Now with that nub thing, who knows?
Tell me about. Now you went on vacation all
I
over the world.
did 5 countries in 1 month.
Could you name the countries?
Okay, it started off with Malaysia for a layover, and I leave every year. And I
You know,
try to
layovers
pick-
don't count.
No, but I make them count. I have figured out which cities have trains in them and where you could do a layover for a day.
That's smart.
That's smart.
So there's several of them. Amsterdam is one. Zurich is another.
Right.
You know, you could, 15 minutes, you're right in town.
So what happened in Malaysia?
So went to the Twin Towers there and, you know, broke a flip-flop, did some shopping. Nothing too
I
exciting.
saw a lot of pictures of your feet. You were posting a lot of pictures of your feet on vacation.
Because the minute I landed, my flip-flops broke. So it was time to shop. You know?
Is that where you got the new flip flops for tonight?
No. Sorry. But I've got my feet, you know. I know.
I'm not into feet.
Who was that? There was someone there. Was
That's Mike. We're going to talk about feet. Okay, so Malaysia,
we
keep
went,
going.
we went off We went off to Thailand,
Right.
And that was fun.
Bangkok.
And I saw some interesting things go on. And
Ping pong balls
involving ping pong balls
and
yes.
vaginas.
Yeah, it's a very nice show. I love it.
Actually, a friend had to take us to the go-go bar because
Had to.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're a dude, you're gonna get scammed for about $500, and if you don't pay it, they're gonna say that you bought them drinks. And it was about $500 worth of drinks. And if you don't pay it, the police come and you get arrested.
No, I've been to Tijuana. I know the game.
So anyway,
Well, before we get off that topic,
ping pong balls. Let's talk about that.
yeah, please.
Yeah.
No, we have two experts here.
Okay. Go-go bars are not that exciting there until the ping pong balls come out.
Okay.
Because it's
And they come out.
and they come out. And it's an older woman who's more experienced.
Yeah, it would have to be.
They train them from very early age.
And next thing you know, she's pushing them up there, and then she's popping them out and making baskets. And then she gets out a blow dart, right?
Mm-hmm.
She takes the blow dart, puts it in there,
Right.
puts in a dart, gets a dumbass volunteer, right?
Right.
Pushes her, she's laying down, pushes her stomach, the dart goes flying and hits him in the face.
Yes, of course. He was expecting something else.
He's holding the balloon and it hits him in the face. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you
He's an
girls
idiot.
think? Do you think they're laughing about that every night? Like, which
I
idiot's
think
going to
they're
get
like
hit in the face?
dying laughing. Who's the idiot that is going to actually think that he's going to get some action and going to get hit in the face?
No, we have two.
Because she was able to hit the balloon on the next shot.
Of course.
Yeah.
She was
She's a
able to
good
hit him the
shot.
first shot.
Yeah,
But the first one, she hit him in the face.
yeah,
Right.
because he was asking for it.
Now, Dr. Lamore, you're a noted sexologist,
Yes.
which I don't know what that means, but we'll talk about that later. How much?
know what
And
I
then,
mean.
Luann, you're not a doctor yet, but you're a therapist.
Yeah.
So, how much practice does it take to be able to shoot ping pong balls and darts out of your
Oh,
vagina?
it takes a while.
Can you,
You need to practice from an early age. You need to be.
can you do that? Because you were in the Israeli army. Do they teach you that in the Israeli
we
army?
shoot all our enemies with ping pong balls.
What about, okay.
Well, wait a second, Dr. Lamore.
Yes.
If that was true,
Yes.
that would solve the crisis in the Gaza Strip in one day.
No, I'll tell you
If
why
women
it
were
doesn't.
shooting darts out of their
the
vaginas?
reason why it doesn't is because they like it so much.
That's what I'm saying. They
just
would
wanna
surrender.
keep on fighting.
They would surrender
Yeah.
if the girls shot ping pong balls
No, you know.
and darts at them. The Palestinians would be like, "Go ahead, you can have it. You can have it."
No,
but
they're
can we see that
expecting,
one
no,
more
give us
time?
more.
Have them all hold up balloons
I know.
and then him in the face.
Okay, now when I went through Cambodia also. And,
Is that where you met the monkey?
The monkeys
The
were
monkey.
my favorite.
Let's hear
so
about
And the tigers. Where were the tigers?
I went and saw tigers and got to play with them, and the big
And
ones
one
and
of
the
them bit
small
you, right?
ones. The baby one was so cute. Everyone was feeding him with a bottle and holding the baby, and I finally got to hold him like a baby, and he was done. He flipped around, bit me on the leg, and ran off.
Did they,
A tiger bit
Oh.
Yeah, a little
it
baby
wasn't
tiger.
tiger.
did they give him a rabies shot afterwards? Or?
It's in break skin.
No. Did they give him a rabies shot?
Give him the rabies. Right, exactly.
Right. Depending what tattoo he bites into, or maybe some leakage in the breast area.
She's from Hollywood.
Right. So lions, tigers, and bears and tigers. Oh my.
Oh my. And so
You're partying with a famous rap star.
I did. My friend has a beach club, and Wycliffe was there in Thailand.
Wycliffe Jean.
Yes.
Not Wycliffe Jean, like you said.
Did I
told me
say
on the phone.
Jean?
Wycliffe Jean.
Well, you know me, I
You
can
kept
never
saying it,
get-
Wycliffe Jean. I'm like, no, you pronounce it Wycliffe Jean. Yeah, this is not somebody that's obscure. This guy was like the biggest star like 10
I
years
know
ago.
he's a Grammy winner.
Yeah, I mean, he was. Bob Dylan was in his video. People know. My dad knows who Wycliffe.
Yeah.
Luann's dad knows
My
who
dad
Wycliffe.
probably knows who he
What-
is.
what-
Actually,
what-
I don't know.
but
He
your
hasn't been
dad-
with them recently.
I'm sure your dad's like, he's way too old for me, but yeah.
Not my thing.
Right.
That was a fun night, a really fun night. We, my friend gave us a VIP. They're like lounge beds and.
How's Wycliffe looking? Is he doing all right?
He looks great.
Holding up? Yeah.
Yeah, he had a buddy with him that was touring, and they got in the pool and they were singing in the pool. I didn't even know you had, waterproof mics. Another skill that I played chicken.
The Dark Mark pool party coming soon. Pissant in the pool. Yeah. No pissing in the pool. No pissing in the pool. Piss ants in the pool. But then things took a dark turn when you hit Vietnam.
Vietnam was tough. Vietnam's a very big. I went into what used to be Saigon. It's Ho Chi Minh City now, and it's a huge city. It's not like what you see, in the Vietnam Wars. It's like New York or Chicago, and it's very crowded.
Right.
And I was warned by my nail girls, who are all from Vietnam, from my doctor, from everything I read. Don't carry a purse, and I never do when I travel. I carry this flat little wallet that's on a string. I put it between. I wear
You would think it'd be safe there.
ribs. No one knows. I look like I got a third tit. You can't even tell. The one time it was almost our last night. We walked down the street to go have a nice dinner before we were going to fly off, and. I decided to put my stuff in a purse, and right away, a motorcyclist went by and nabbed it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, how did you post that posting on Facebook? Because everybody were very concerned about you.
Well, I was staying at the Sheraton, so there was a business center. I had to shut down all my, my phone, my credit cards. I was up all night. It was such a nightmare.
Because I know I was, of course,
and I was on a date, of course, so the guy had to sit there with me for hours with the police, which, the security. And then I went to the police. If you're going to take Josie out, Saigon is not the place. And I was with a big Viking guy. I mean, this dude was big. They don't care.
But let's be honest, he banged you, right?
Huh?
He banged you. That's a yes. Anyway, so yeah.
That's fair. And he spent a lot of time there. So.
He earned it.
A lot of time.
What was
he put up with a lot.
Viking man, you earned it. Normally, I don't want anybody touching my Josie cat, but I'll give you credit. You can have it that time. That's all right.
Yeah.
And interesting.
There was no argument that something was going to happen from days before. Right.
Yeah,
the decision was made.
The time.
How chicks usually make their decisions long before. Sometimes they.
Right.
It's adjustable. Yeah.
Sometimes it's adjustable, but we know.
Yeah, it depends.
Right. No. It's right away. Well, we'll talk about that.
It's right away.
Before we talk, because we're going to talk about sex now.
Now, wait a minute. Okay. Since we're on that subject of Vietnam and putting things in places.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, those women used to be known for, back in the war days, for putting razor blades.
Right.
And they would sleep with the GIs.
Yeah.
What?
You've never heard about that?
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm reading different war chronicles than you.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you have to catch up on the erotic.
Razor blades.
That's famous.
Yeah.
They were known for putting razor blades at their private parts.
Did you put razor blades in your private parts?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it takes a lot of training.
Viking guy, if you want to call it at 1-800-893-9562.
Has vagina than data.
So what's the thought behind that? I don't get it.
What's the thought?
We were in war with them. They would sleep with the
punishing us. Oh, they're punishing us. Okay.
It was a guerrilla warfare.
Yes, it's like
That's
the Palestinians.
very guerrilla warfare. Now I know.
GI, I love you long time, and
apparently so.
Half.
Now here's the thing. Now you were in Asia, and I don't want to be.
And then I went to Japan.
You went to Japan.
Harajuku.
Right.
That was
one
of my favorite parts.
So
with no cash.
Before
You're lucky. You spent a lot of money there.
Right.
I could have.
And sushi means sex.
I know, and I wasn't going to eat the sushi there.
Right. So here's the thing.
I'm worried about the sushi
Here's the thing. I don't want to be stereotypical, but did your massive boobies get a lot of attention in Asia?
Are you kidding me?
Did people think you were like Godzilla or something?
No, it is almost all Russian tourists.
Okay.
Yes,
Those women are stacked.
Right.
On top of it, the girly boys have me beat by 1,000.
Yeah, the females.
Okay.
It's true.
And you can't even tell.
Yeah.
I did get a nice massage by a girly boy.
Yeah.
Strong hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for him. Her. Well, I'm confused. Anyway, so that leads me to my first subject. You, I think, for the first time ever, have the second largest breasts in the studio on a Dark Mark show.
That's not true. Nah.
I don't think that is true.
That is not true.
Wait, Lamore, Dr. Lamore, you're triple G's, right?
No, I'm not.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, well, I've been...
Well, you're leaning against the table.
You've been labeled.
She's by far bigger. I'm looking.
What cup size?
Well, I also have a push-up bra, too.
Okay, what is what is your cup size? We already determined that
I'm out of this.
Luann's a solid C.
Yeah.
I'm a 34D.
34D, and you are...
Well, I'm a 30, so it changes everything.
What's the cup?
But I don't wear a bra anymore. So.
I noticed, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yes, you're welcome.
Oh, no, trust me.
What made you decide not to wear a bra anymore?
Well, because I really don't want to talk about my breasts. It's kind of ridiculous. But if you...
I told you that's what we're going to talk about.
I talk about my breasts all the time.
Well, because it's not,
it's a sexual... You're a sexologist. It's sexual.
But I find it...
It's hard to find
just
bras.
uncomfortable?
What, a bra?
Yeah.
To me, yeah.
What about sports bra?
I just find it uncomfortable, and by far.
See, I have the opposite because
you have to wear. You feel like you have to.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable in a sports bra.
But she doesn't wear underwear. I will tell you that.
So just a bra.
I'm not wearing underwear. Oh, I'm not wearing underwear.
She never wears underwear.
You always say that, and I'm like, what the hell?
Because you're always bending over and you're cracks on my face.
Nope, I am
Let
not
me introduce you to our guests.
Yeah.
A half hour into the show.
Yeah, half hour into
You know what the number one? Do you know what the number one show on Skidrow Studios is?
I thought it was us.
Am
I mistaken?
It is now the show that's been on for 3 weeks. Sex and Dippity.
Congratulations,
girls. With Dr. Lamore and Luann. And Dr. Lamore, I well, first off, as you know, I do a lot of research for the show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, only on the women.
Look at these two. How much research do you think I did?
Weeks.
Oh, he was digging in there.
No, because there's a lot to dig into. Luann doesn't have a lot on the internet yet.
That's true.
But Dr. Lamore has erotica.
Yes.
Pictures. I didn't even the Facebook pictures I posted were tame compared to some of the pictures I could have posted.
Well, they're also from a different era, and they're copywritten. We're not going to go into it.
So Dr. Lamore's from Israel.
Yeah.
And I find Israeli women hot. Every time I meet, I met the whole
combative.
concept. Well, that's what I was going to say.
We know how to shoot a rifle.
I know you do.
We can kick your ass.
I understand. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. And
that's the sexy part.
That is very sexy. The fact that you can kick my ass and then you have military training, every Israeli woman I meet, it's just so hot. I don't know why.
That is sexy.
So you're a sexologist. Why would that be? Why would that be a turn on for me?
What, that I'm a sexologist?
No. That's you're a sexologist and you have huge breasts. Obviously, those are turnouts. That you have military training and can probably beat me up.
Because I think men are attracted to women that have power and sex are intertwined. It's a very given thing.
Right.
And someone that has the ability to knock you down and...
But
is it domination, maybe?
It's not domination because I am...
No, not even that. It's like the power... Female power is something very intense.
I see. What I like is that, and forgive me for going off on a fantasy tangent here.
Yeah, go ahead.
She could.
We could have used this on Sunday. Oh my God.
She could overpower me. She could kick my ass, but she would let me overpower her. She would submit to me.
Yeah, it's the fantasy.
Even though, and a woman that I could just overpower anyway. There's no challenge to that. The fact that it's like when we get in the spanking wars, and I always win.
You always cheat.
Yeah.
I'm faster than you. I'm faster. So I didn't want to digress from your fantasy. Actually, my fantasy is all four of us, but I was going to.
Of course. Yeah.
No, not necessarily though. I was kidding about that, but the fact you would
also the variations.
The fact that you could put up a fight and then you let me win.
Yeah.
See, that to me is sexy. So Dr. Lamore, you were in Israel.
Yeah.
You were born in Israel.
Yes.
And you went
Born
to the
and
army.
raised.
And you started. So first off, what is a sexologist?
Well, it's a sex therapist. It just.
I don't know what a sex therapist is.
ask that.
Yeah,
Well, it's the same. It's the European term. Mostly in Europe, they refer to us as sexologists. Basically, it's the same thing.
Right.
We do sex therapy.
Sex therapy. Okay.
Yeah.
And you started studying sex therapy in Israel.
Well, yeah, my bachelor and my master's I did there, and then my doctorate, my PhD, I did in San Francisco.
Right. And I was going to get to that. And I'm the least educated person in this room. Me and my puny bachelor's degree seems really bad now. What degree do you have?
I have a master's in counseling psychology.
You have a master's. Josie has a master's.
I don't have a master's.
I thought you had a master's in marketing.
No.
So you bullshitted me the whole time.
I never told you I had a master's.
Yeah, you did. But anyway, so you're a doctor. So you just have a bachelor's.
Yeah.
But you have a class 2 yoga license or something like that.
Well, that's,
Yes,
you know,
and I'm a certified physical therapist.
Okay.
that's wonderful.
Yeah, so
I have a few degrees.
So what happened, and this I got from your Wikipedia page, so of course everything's true on there.
Of course, if you read it on Wikipedia, it's
but
true.
you went to, what's the college you went to in San Francisco? There's a specific sexual college.
It's very true. It's called the Institute for Advanced Study of Human Sexuality, and it's one of the most familiar institutes that teach only human sexuality. One of our deans was one of Kinsey's group members, and
you know what the nickname for that university is?
what?
Fuck you.
Oh yeah,
And they say there's a lot of nudity.
there's a lot of nudity. I was the bad girl there. I was
Whoa, how do you become the bad girl? Fuck you.
Yeah, I'll tell you how. Because I was the one that wouldn't take my clothes off. You know, they had camera phones already.
Get out.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take your clothes off when
I
everybody else is
wouldn't.
naked. So you're walking around campus and everybody else is naked?
Well, it wasn't. You have a fucking fantasy. So let me
You
give
better
it.
believe I got a fucking fantasy.
So let me explain how it went. No, but there are certain courses, something called SAR, that is a training specifically for sexologists, and it gives you have to be very, very comfortable with erotic massage and all sorts of
I'm
other
pretty comfortable with
experiences. And it was the camera phones were around already,
Okay.
and it was not possible for me to just,
Okay.
I would have.
Well,
At least I need to get paid for it.
But
So,
this was after you were already a host in Israel?
yeah. So
Because you hosted a talk show in Israel.
I did host a talk show, and I actually left it to finish my PhD. And so, while at the institute, I was not gonna just take my clothes off. I mean,
Right. And let me ask you a question. Seriously, and Luann, I've got plenty of questions for you. I seem to date a lot of Jewish women. I find Jewish women very attractive.
Yeah.
But here in America,
They're very different.
well, no, but here I understand that. But here in America, that's not really like a stereotype. The stereotype for Jewish women are like annoying yentas.
Jep,
I'm Jewish.
a Jewish American
exactly.
princess.
So by-
You're not the norm either.
You prove my point on both counts because
Fuck you, Mark. You got your first fuck you.
no, because you are an annoying yenta, but I'm very attracted to you.
Well, I think Israeli women are very different from Jewish Americans.
That's true.
It's not the same.
That's true, but why is it? I mean, why is the beauty standard more of a waspy thing than because I find I've dated a lot of beautiful Jewish women. Josie's very beautiful. You're Israeli. You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
But I mean, when you see on the screen and on forget it. Anyway, Luann.
What? I don't know what he was going with that.
I'm like, why don't you think Jewish women are held to a higher standard of beauty? And I mean, the stereotype of Jewish women, Jewish American women, is like annoying housewife yentas.
Well, because of the whole. I blame Woody Allen for that.
But Woody Allen, that's my point. Woody Allen only dates chicks.
I know. It's his fault. He just presented Jewish women as
And the
these
stereotype
yentas.
of Jewish men now is that they date either waspy blonde women, and you are blonde,
Right.
and there's nothing wrong with that, or Asian women,
Right.
Yeah.
Well.
which is
You know.
fine with me. I'll date all the Jewish women they love. Okay.
You'll date whatever you can get.
So Luann,
We're there. That's it.
I missed her for a month. I let her slide on one. That's the only one you get.
Okay.
Luann, beautiful. Are you a sexologist or you're just a sex therapist?
I'm actually a marriage and family therapist.
You're a marriage and family
and I
therapist.
focus a lot on sex. So
Well, I was listening to your
Because
show.
that's usually the problem, money and sex,
Exactly,
right? It's
yeah.
usually financially
Usually the
first
problem.
and then sex.
But how you got to before you got to be a sex therapist, you were a yoga instructor.
yes, I taught yoga through grad school.
See,
So-
now I'm getting all sorts of mental images as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
You
I
do
did
yoga too,
aerobics.
right, Dr. Lamore?
I do a variation of it.
Yeah.
Because the three of you do yoga, and if you could see what I'm thinking of right now.
And pole dancing. I also do pole dancing.
I was gonna mention the pole dancing because you do pole dancing. You just started that?
Yeah, I started about 4 months ago now.
Who are you training with?
Drea Rowers. And at the pole garage in Culver City.
That's the worst stripper name I've ever heard.
She's not a stripper. That would be one. That's the first stripper.
It's pole dancing. It's, you know what I'm talking
No,
about.
but they're not real strippers.
Because we know dancers like Sid Fisted, Catface, people like that. You know.
They're not.
It's like gymnastics now.
It is.
And how gymnastic do you get?
Well, upside down on the pole, hold it. I'll show you the photo. The photo needs to be showed because you just hold on to it with your leg.
Right.
Yeah.
What's
You're not
pole dancing?
even doing
You've been
dance.
to strip clubs.
I don't go to strip clubs a lot, but I've seen
you've
pole dancing.
seen,
Yes, I know pole dancing.
It's a little
yeah.
different. It's not the same way it used to be.
Not the same strip clubs that Josie goes to where they're shooting ping pong balls out of their
Oh,
pussy.
that's fascinating. You would just sit
more like this.
mesmerized. Believe me.
Right. Let me show Josie.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So
You show
this is just the beginning.
That's
wanna show the
show the
How
camera.
do I do that? I don't know how to do that.
Hello.
I took some classes at the S Factor.
Oh, yes.
That was fun.
Yeah. So they.
Yeah, it's
But
nice.
I didn't take them long enough to really get good at
Hang from the
anything.
ceiling.
Hang from the ceiling. Yeah.
The pole broke, right?
Oh.
I couldn't. It's just too easy. It's too easy.
That is not nice.
Welcome back, Josie.
So good to be back.
No, because we did have a pole dancing instructor on. She said same joke about me.
Oh.
Because I was going to take pole dancing lessons, right? Touche, motherfucker. Anyway, Luann, you got to hear the show. Their show, what they talk about sex.
It's true.
And just the two shows, one was called Sluts Are Us.
Yeah.
Sluts are us.
Yeah.
I
Sluts are
love
us.
it.
She did.
Yeah.
You
She's
need,
very good.
you need t-shirts.
Right.
I know.
Actually, that's a good idea.
That is
a good idea.
Because we're getting T-shirts, and ours say sushi means sex, other things. If a guy takes out for sushi, that means sex, right?
Well, depends.
They hope.
That's generally where it's going to go, right?
So anyway, here's the thing. They talk very frankly about sex.
Yeah.
Very explicitly. Now, we have fun. We joke around. And we get pretty explicit sometimes. But Luann talks about her sex life quite a bit. I heard one show where she came in the studio after fucking in the afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I usually will not say anything.
Right.
Like you were lucky tonight that I even mentioned a
You're
date.
very prudish on the air.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
No, but I
pretty quiet
understand
about
it.
my sex life.
I do
Right.
understand it. I
Right.
wouldn't on
No,
my
but-
TV show. I didn't.
But here, no, that's the thing. You don't talk about your sex life at
No.
all.
No.
She talks about her sex
I
life,
don't
which
mind.
is, yeah.
Well, that's our.
That's our dynamic.
But that's your show.
That's
our
That's your
dynamic.
show. We're going to get to your sex life in a few minutes. Luann,
Maybe.
you refuse to answer the question, but I got questions for you. Luann, now one of the shows, I don't know if it was the first or second, you admitted that your boyfriend was a virgin shortly before he met you.
It was the first show.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You
No, it's true.
sacrificed them on the first show.
Were you his first?
Sacrifice the virgin now.
No, you weren't his first, but
I wasn't his first.
but he
I was
recently-
his second.
Second.
But I've been
That's
5
close
different
second.
people's first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been fucking a lot of virgins.
shit, I wish
I've been doing a lot
Where
of
are you
training.
hanging out?
I wish I was a virgin now. So here's the question: how did he respond to that revelation on the air?
After the color drained from his face.
Well, I'm not
first
talking
time.
about when you blow him. I'm talking about what happened after the show.
Yeah, exactly. After he's like, oh.
Or did you give him a blowjob just to kind of cover it up? That would be good.
I don't even have to. I'm like, baby, let me just talk to you about the blowjob, and then.
See, that's what happens when you only have 2 partners and one of them looks like this. Then it's like you can get away with anything. You didn't have to give him a hand job. That's great.
Oh no, he was fine with it. He's very comfortable. He's like,
He's fine with it?
he's fine with it. He's
Okay,
super comfortable.
his friends know that you're on the show.
His friends actually listened. They
Yeah.
provided snippets from our conversation.
Oh, really?
From,
That's good. I'm
and
very
their
proud.
text conversations. They're like, so Brett. No, but also you have to keep
And you're
in
going
mind.
over the guy named Brett that doesn't get more white than that.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. But you also have to keep in
How's
mind.
it going?
Yeah, hi, Brett. How are you?
Hey, honey.
Hey, Brett, I can't believe it. I've had sex with more women than you. And trust me, that's not by much. But Anyway, so Dr. Luann, Dr. Luann, Jesus Christ.
You're getting us confused. It's exciting.
Dr. Lamore, no, I didn't. Trust me, I just know. I'm just mesmerized by the boobies. So Dr. Lamore finally leaned back in her seat so I can see the nipples.
Yeah.
Dr. Lamore, it's just like Josie. It's so hard to look in your eye, and you know the effort that I'm doing.
Oh, I know. I appreciate it.
So you don't talk about your sex life on the show. Why is that?
I don't because given the fact that I'm supposed to be, and I am, that professional that deals with sex all day long and, every day, all day, I really must, and I feel that it's necessary for me to bring the scientific part of it, which I find, fascinating.
Because you have a website called Slut Diaries.
Smut Diaries.
Smut Diaries, excuse me.
Slut, smut. They're very true.
Something stuck in my throat here. Smut Diaries. A lot of erotica, a lot of interesting pictures.
Right.
I've seen your tattoos. There's those pictures.
Not as many as
Josie, but the one on your hiney is beautiful.
Thank you.
So, well, here's the thing: you work. You have a practice.
Yeah.
You work on the blog, and you're doing all these things. I mean, do you have time for sex?
Yeah, I mean, you have to give time to sex.
And also,
it's important.
On some things on the internet, there's like a hyphenated name. Were you married?
I was married. Yes.
You're no longer married.
I'm very happy to say that I'm no longer
Freedom.
Josie, you want to give her a high five? High five. Yes. Good.
I've been through two.
That's the worst fucking high five I've ever seen.
I almost lost an eye.
Okay, could you guys just bump? Could you guys just bump breasts like sumo wrestlers? Can we do that? Okay. So, but are you dating somebody? You have partners?
I have lovers.
Lovers, male and female.
Well, I do appreciate female.
Because most of your erotica, if not all of it, that I've read is very male.
Well, it's mass erotica, what you might call. I mean, it's for the mass public. So
But the mass public likes lesbian stuff.
Well, there's a bunch of lesbian stuff.
I must not have read that. I was too busy.
You need to go back and check.
Well, I only booked you like 2 weeks ago, so there's a lot of things.
Look, I spoke, and on the last show that you've missed, I spoke about sexual fluidity, and I say that female sexuality is fluid, and so women have an orientation. I'm not going to go very long, but women have an orientation. They can be hetero or lesbian.
But isn't there a theory that everybody is both?
Well, women are able to be attracted to both sexes.
Right.
It's a given scientific fact.
And men are not necessarily.
And it's been experimented in many prisons.
No, but it is. No, but not even prisons. And I gave the example of it on the last show. That any porn has a lesbian scene because it appeals to both sexes, and it doesn't have a gay scene.
Well, that's because guys will get freaked out, but
Josie, it's because it applies.
Josie, is that correct? Because I know you're very much into men, Viking men.
But I appreciate women too. I mean,
and you've had dalliances, I'm sure.
In the past, things have happened.
Right. But you're more into guys.
Nothing too outrageous, but
Well, women find other women attractive, and most of them just don't know how to analyze it. But it's as I said, it's fluid.
You find Luann attractive?
Yes, of course.
And
we both find each other attractive.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't know.
You hear that, Brett?
We had this conversation before.
I'm sure you did. But so how did you go from pole dancing and yoga teaching to sex and family therapy?
I've kind of always done sex.
That makes 4 of us.
done sex.
I know. I've kind of always
sex.
done it and studied.
Let me get specific because your practice and on your websites, your main thing, you deal with heartbreak. Mm-hmm. You deal with people that have gone through horrible breakups and set them on the right path, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Does
try to help them.
Old listening to someone just.
You would think it does, but
and
people
then they repeat the same thing over, and you're just like, "Come on, get it."
You're like,
get over it.
Snap out of it.
The difference is, Josie, they're not trying to fuck you. They're actually paying her to listen to them.
Well, and part of it is too. What I hope for is that they're not repeating the exact same story.
That's what I'm saying.
And so then they start providing more information or insight, and you try to help them get more insight. So it's a new story that presents
Although
them.
interestingly enough,
I know
on your show you talk about bad experiences you have with men over and over again. I've heard a couple things like that.
Oh no, it's the same piece of shit. I'm just kidding. No,
She's going back to the same. But But in general, women have
just
these
one guy that you
No,
just
I'm
can't
just
get rid
kidding.
of.
No,
women
I'm
have
just
these
kidding.
experiences. I mean, if you're an adult and you're a woman, you'll have these experiences.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
it's
given.
normal.
Well, everyone does, though.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone
if
has
you-
that one that
Or,
they'll
you know, just
they won't get over.
especially in this
Oh
society.
no!
Chelsea,
It's
can
not
you get
even
over
like
me,
that.
please?
It's more like it's more like
Get over me. I'm talking to Dr. Lamore here. Can you get over me already?
No, I was just the one that when I refer to pieces of shit. The way I refer to when I say that.
It's like you say plural, but you mean single.
Well, no, I don't actually. And I was reflecting back. I was like, no.
You made some bad choices, but you're a young woman.
I like the bad
You're in your
boys.
early
I can't
20s.
help it.
It's not even that. I think that it's a society. It's a cultural thing.
Do you like bad boys?
Of course.
Really?
Yes, my
How
father
bad?
still, my father is still crying over all his gray hair because when I was in high school, I was into bikers and tattoos and
Right.
bad boys. So
And it's interesting because Dr. Lamore has a profile on who's dated who. And I was curious to see, but there's nothing.
yeah.
Is there like a famous person that was there? And
Well,
you've dated some famous men?
I have, but I'm not going to talk about it. That's a discreet thing.
More famous than Dark Mark?
Well,
Okay.
no.
I'm going to keep prying until I get something out of you. But let me ask you a medical question, seriously.
Yes, please.
A sexual medical question.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not trying to brag or anything, but there have been a couple occasions where I gave a girl an orgasm that was so intense, her nose started to bleed.
please.
I'm not bullshitting.
No, okay.
I talk about it.
liar.
I'm not talking about it. You want me to tell you how I did it?
You mean via cunnilingus or?
No, well, sort of. Yeah. Well, the first time there was
Did you accidentally hit her agast a wall?
No.
I'm trying to understand how you came
No.
about.
Well, the first time.
Did you wake up and was your bed wet?
It was two different. No. It wasn't menstruation. No, out of her nose. Because I talk about it in my act, and everybody's like, "What?"
No, but I'm curious.
here's what happened.
Please.
This is what I'm gonna. The first time there was ice involved,
Okay.
and it was some ice in the vagina and cunnilingus and that type of thing.
Okay.
And it was a really, I mean, it was a pretty profound nosebleed. The other one was we were having a session, and it was one of those where I was bringing her to the edge and then stopping. and
Yeah,
then going
playing
back.
with their climax.
But yeah, it brought her to climax several times.
Yeah.
And then when she
Yeah.
climaxed, it was so, and then
Intense.
she's like, you know that joke you do about the nose bleeding? And it wasn't like it was protruding, but she's like, I got a little nosebleed.
Right.
So is there like a medical? I mean,
Yes.
is that? I mean, because Josie thinks I'm bullshitting, but that actually happens.
No, it's true. You know the.
I think you read this out of Playboy.
No, I've been doing that joke. Well, you never see my show. I've been doing that joke in my act for years. Nestor will come in. He'll vouch for me.
Yeah. But there is like a saying in the African regions that the clit is the nose that smells partners, and it's very true. There is a specific connection between these two sides, and so if you emphasize and intensify your work around that area, it could happen. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so that's-
not uncommon.
Okay, so it does.
I've literally never had a nosebleed, so
You
But,
have
but
no right to do that.
Dr. Lamore, in
not
your
just from,
extensive
like-
studies, you've heard of this,
Yes.
and you're
Taylor
still
people.
studying.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, maybe hopefully it works out with Brett, but if it does not, maybe we'll have some study. Here's the other question.
Does the nosebleed
I know. I was like, well, no, I've literally not even not from sex, just in general. I've
You've never had a nosebleed.
Never had a nosebleed in my life.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. So here's another question.
Yeah.
And this is sort of sexually, but it's not. This is. It
Just go
seems to
for
me okay. And I hate to reference it, but you know that Dane Cook movie, Good Luck Chuck,
Yes.
where every woman he dates winds up getting married.
Right.
I just found out my last girlfriend is engaged.
Okay.
And this seems to be a common pattern that every woman I meet gets married or gets on a long engagement right after they break up with me.
Because you exhaust them. They're like, okay, fuck it. I'm
Like,
just
you
gonna
gave me
get
a
married.
nosebleed.
Do you really think that's what it is?
Well, what?
Do you really think that's what it is?
Well, I think that if you are in a long-term relationship and most women, unfortunately, in this society, again, are aiming to get married.
But these aren't
And
necessarily
also,
that
it could
long
be
term.
age too.
It's-
I mean, you're not 18. These aren't 18-year-old girls.
But the
getting-
ages range.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
thing is, if you date someone for a while and they're interested in a long-term relationship or a marriage, and
Right.
you don't offer it, then it's very common that someone will just rush into the next available guy that offers it.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious. It's something that seems to be happening.
But it's
weird because the last girlfriend I did sort of offer it, and then she didn't take it, and then she's getting. I was shocked to see she's getting married, but good for her. And I'm friends with most of my ex-girlfriends. We're still good friends to this day.
Yeah.
That's
which people think is very unusual.
It is unusual, but we're going to talk about love themes on our Valentine's Day show, and you should listen.
By the way, we have Princess Joy Vita coming in for our Valentine's show.
Nice.
You remember Joy? She's back from her whirlwind tour. So, and we're gonna have somebody else. I don't know. We're figuring it out. So it's gonna be a whole thing. But so I'm trying to get all my sexual questions in here, but
Squeeze them in.
so to speak.
I'm intentional.
She's good. Okay. So healthy masturbation. How many times a week is
The
excessive?
more the merrier.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I think that masturbation is a good tool. The only thing you see, people that have addiction problems when it comes to sex are people that are abusing that, ability to just enjoy themselves.
Yeah. Right.
And that
I think I might be abusing my ability.
That's the problem. But it is.
Especially for this show.
Does it? That's usually.
I try not to hurt.
Seriously,
Yes.
I mean, it is a good tool. Only you need to use it correctly. You need to use it to your pleasure and not as an exploitative.
And also to explore yourself. I think a lot of women would benefit from masturbating.
Yeah, both.
What about
both
just
sexes.
to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
It is a sleep aid.
It is a sleep aid, and I suffer from migraines. It helps with that too.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's better than aspirin, I'll tell you that.
It's terrific.
So, so Dr. Lamore, how now? We left off. You were in Fuck You, and you were the rebel because you had your clothes on. Hi, Nestor. And so I don't know if you met the other shows here. That's Nestor Rodriguez from NPR.
Yeah, we're going to meet him after.
Yeah, so you guys meet all the hosts. So this is the big comedy lineup. But you did a column with Perez Hilton.
Right.
Not Perez Hilton, Perez Hilton. Perez's. Now, how did you hook up with Perez's?
Well, he approached me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And,
I didn't think it was like that.
Well, no, he's not like that.
That's what I thought.
But
if he approached me, that would be.
He approached me in a manner that he appreciated what I was doing, and the kind of line of work that I was doing, not in any sexual way, obviously.
Okay, here's the next question.
Yes.
Why do gay men find me irresistible? Women, it's hit or miss. Josie has seen beautiful, model-looking gay men hit on me. I can't lose with gay men. I go into a gay bar.
You're their fantasy.
The eyeliner.
I'm not forget the goth jokes. Not the eyeliner and the whole thing. I'm their fantasy. So why is a large man a gay man's fantasy, but not a woman's fantasy?
Well, it's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
A lot of women like big men.
Yeah, well, name one.
No, it's true. Again,
I know a couple.
It's not. Yeah.
Once again, you've never introduced me to any of them.
Yeah, so you have work to do.
But they weren't.
But
available.
in general, again, it's a cultural thing. It's not.
Right.
It's not true at all that women don't appreciate big men.
In America.
In America, it's a cultural thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And Luann?
I was going to say I've dated people who were like 6'7", 230
Right.
plus. So I don't.
Yeah, so it's not
it just
true, but in
depends,
general, in
yeah.
this society, I find that people appreciate
Because
other looks.
but I mean, I was going to say there's a lot of chubby chasing men that love larger women.
Yeah.
Not so much the other way around.
Yeah.
I don't
Not
know.
in this society.
How about Israel?
But
Well,
in
men
Israel,
of color love
it's
my
not
booty.
uncommon, but
Ah.
I find that the European side of it is much more appreciative of the big men,
Yeah.
especially in France. And
So I need to move to France or
You need to.
Israel. I gotta get out.
At
I gotta
least
get out of the United States. So what's up? What's the appeal for gay men?
well, they find you strong and intense, and they want to play with you.
Oh, okay. all right. Because these two, they do a lot of work with the LGBT community. That,
Right?
QI.
Yeah,
But
I just fucked up, and I'm gonna get protests on this.
My second book
the
was
gay
actually
and lesbian.
yeah.
Because you have 2 books.
I have 4.
You have 4 books.
Yeah.
2 books in English.
2. Well, 1 in English and 3 in Hebrew, and hopefully next one in
Right,
English.
right.
So my second book in Israel was actually in regards to the LGBT, the
Okay.
gay community.
All right. But okay. So the book that I was referring to, that I was going to talk about, your book, 365
Sex tips.
sex tips, outrageous sex tips.
Right.
Okay.
It's on my coffee table.
So today is January 23rd?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the sex tip for today?
Well, try an encounter with a gay man.
I'm not attracted to gay men. I am not attracted to gay men.
How do you?
Well,
Maybe you haven't found the right one.
Here's the frustration I have.
So let me take it to the other aspect.
Yeah.
What about women who are like fag hags?
Well, women feel comfortable around gay men. It's a very known fact because it's not intimidating. They can be your best friend, but it depends.
I'll tell you exactly what it is from a male perspective. They're not hitting on you. You know they're not hitting on you. They're not trying to fuck you.
They can be a friend, and they can be a friend.
Exactly.
But it depends. Gay men, usually, I find it's a double-edged sword because to me, gay men are not big fans of mine.
What? What, Perez Hilton and all that?
Well, mostly.
Because we were talking about this. I don't know what show we were talking about it, but gay men love strong, smart women.
Gay men love me because I do,
Well,
that's
some
like
of them.
dominatrix thing.
And that's why they love Madonna. That's why they love.
But not all you. It's very general. It depends what gay man it is.
Right.
It has to be a gay man that is confident.
Right.
If you have
your
confidence,
breasts are too intimidating for a gay man.
It can be too intimidating. Yes.
I'm sure you intimidate a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Not me.
I do.
Not me.
Definitely. No, I do. I'm not. I'm not easy to. I'm an acquired taste.
I think I've acquired it. But I mean, how many men? I mean, when you walk down the street, how many men? And Luann, you're just as beautiful, so I'm sure this applies to you as well.
Thank you.
And Josie, I know if this happens. You're just walking down the street, and guys are just losing their minds.
Well,
but they won't approach you.
Well, if someone is confident enough, they will.
Right. But I mean, with the bodies
I
that
always
you
get
have.
the idiots approaching me.
Yeah. That's actually,
mostly they are
too much.
confident.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Confident
They're
idiots.
very confident.
And I will tell you, with the breasts that you have, you must make men freeze. Have you seen men freeze after looking at your breasts? Tell the truth. I know Josie has. Because we'll do that. We'll walk down the street and just can't move anywhere.
It's entertaining.
Really? You love teasing the boys with your...
I do.
With your body?
I do love doing that.
Right. Hence
I'm
all
going to be honest.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So...
I have no problem with it. Look,
right.
I'm enjoying being a woman. It's fun.
Well, where did the time go? I told you.
An hour goes by really fast.
An hour goes by really fast on this show.
Yeah.
But I love you guys. You guys are welcome anytime on this show.
Thank you so much.
Because we only have I gotta get this. We gotta get the spank train going.
We need to get you on here with some sex addicts.
Yeah,
we know quite a few sex addicts.
We know so many.
I'm sure.
So before we go,
I have gifts
for them.
Oh my God.
Well, I have something for you.
Oh, thank you.
Vietnam.
Ooh.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Treats.
Right.
And treats.
Ooh, thank you. Oh, I love this, by the way.
Snacks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's so nice. Thank
Are
you.
these chopsticks or what do you got?
Thank you so much.
Candy? And look, this is great.
I sold.
This is like the
I
army.
sold some things from the Sheraton for you.
Of course you did.
What a surprise. Josie, classy as ever.
That's a nice hat.
Yeah, that is. I'll look like Mao Zedong. Anyway, Dr. Lamore, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, they can go to my website, drlimor.com. So that's drlimor.com.
And smut, not slut.
And Smut Diaries, of course.
Smutdiaries.com. I highly recommend Smut Diaries.
Thank you.
Hours and hours of entertainment.
Of pleasure.
Have you thought about putting them into a book?
Yeah.
Or maybe even doing a movie?
A movie? Well, yeah, I've been negotiating that. We'll talk about it off the air. Yeah. Definitely.
Well, next time we come, we'll talk about it. Anyway, and you said nothing about your sex life, so good for you. Luann,
I don't
for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, where can Brett get a hold of you? Where do Brett and everybody else get a hold of you?
Luann, LUANNE.sexandipity@gmail.com.
Right. And Josie?
Just Google Josie Cat, JOSICAT, Kat, K-A-T, and you'll find all my websites.
And when is Carrera playing?
Carrera's playing on the 17th.
February 17th, her band is playing Carrera.
Wow.
I think it's the 17th or the 18th.
Where's the show at?
It's going to be at Bordner's, at KK Bang Bang, and then we're going to have an after party at the Velvet Margarita. We have a new single.
That's gonna be fun. That's a good post Valentine's Day. So now it's time for the spank train. You guys ready for the spank train?
We're ready.
So basically, we line up against the wall, spank each other, and then we go the other way. Okay? Everybody have a wonderfully creepy week.
Good night.
Good night.
That's fascinating.